Happy New Year, guys. Oh, I did it again. I put smudge on me. This is Quinn with PTSD, Wild Black. Um, Cleaning my incense. I'll touch my forehead and be like, whoops. Um, had a really good meditation today. But what I want to address is since December 24th, since Christmas Eve, I've been experiencing some sorts of cyber attack, whether they were towards my phone, my computer, my email, what have you. Um, so I'm just keeping track of them. I've already filed a report with the FBI Cybercrimes Division around it. So that's done, that's handled. But in today's meditation, what came to me is there's an order in life that is coming to an end. And there are people who are afraid of it coming to an end. The current order in life is set up to where we are consumed. Not just consumers buying things, but our energy, our work, our ideas are being consumed by others who benefit from the system. That was the kind of the download. And it was I'm just going to read what I wrote after the meditation, just documenting for myself. So I did take time to write this down. The carrot to motivate us is the American dream. We stayed focused on it and not on the fact that we were being consumed and destroyed at a rapid pace. Migrants to the U.S. at this time is no coincidence. It is by design to allow for more people to be disposable in one-time use. This is a plot and plan. Get middle-class white people to be angry at immigrants coming in to increase restriction on people of color in the country. Grow the fear of job loss. So that's kind of like what I was thinking of, like looking at the news, and I was meditating on that and recognizing that it's all by design because the system is set up to use up our energy and our time, basically. But how do I live my life as fully as possible, knowing that the system we currently live in is set up to consume our energy and time? I can't remember the DVD that I watched years ago, but you know how it talked about with chickens in the egg producing industry that male chickens are killed. That was an episode also on American Dad. I didn't know that was something that was actually done. They'll be culled because it's more profitable to continue to raise female chickens because they can be bred to have more and more babies and lay eggs. That's more beneficial and profitable than keeping or paying for and keeping the male chickens alive. So I realized that if that's happening with chickens, it's also happening with us in a kind of a way. We're consuming those chickens. We're the ones who are paying for that to receive it. And I think that's part of the entire system that currently exists as a result of colonization around the world. And like in this meditation, it's just realizing that we are being culled and knowing that this current system that is set up, it's coming to an end of where people are just being used up for our energy. But the question is, how do we try to live full, valuable, visible, present, and aware lives, knowing that there's like this dismal kind of reality that's happening if you're not in the top of the food chain situation? Like, how does a gazelle live its best gazelle life, knowing that there are lions out there ready to bite into its ass? It's that kind of thing, right? You enjoy the flavor of the grass. You enjoy the wind in your fur. You enjoy running and making love. There are all these things that are part of enjoying life to its fullest, despite that a system exists. It's just knowing where we are on the food chain, right? And right now in this country, it's profitable to consume people of color. But don't worry, the white middle class, you get consumed as well because you're being used in this process too. But I realized like the same thing that I've been saying about the gang stalking is still the same solution in this situation too. is we feel our feelings about it and accepting the sinful world as it is. We feel our feelings about it. And I'm going to allow myself to feel those feelings about being used and tossed aside like trash, like a wasted water bottle. But I also know my inherent dignity and worth in this world. And one of the notes that I had is just to honor the life that God has put into you and know that you are more, there are more of us that are being consumed than there are the consumers. There are more of us. So there's more of us to love on each other, to support each other, to validate each other. And what the current cycle does it's literally what's happening in the earth is happening with people. What the current cycle does is it uses people up, uses their energy, demoralizes them, puts them in low vibrating spaces. And it's kind of like the litter that is in the island of litter that's in the Pacific Ocean. It's the same thing, is that eventually it's going to create these islands of people who are toxic, who will continue to do toxic behavior that will affect everyone. But it will mostly affect those who are being consumed. Just like Mother Nature, the fish that are in that ocean around the pollution are going to die first, right? And so that toxicity does exist, and then that limits our access to the resource of those fish. Same thing is when we allow toxic people to be rampant in our society, we limit the access to healthy, healing, loving individuals. And that eventually this process of creating human waste is going to create waves of this toxicity rolling upon the shore of those who consume our energy, our lives, our worth, our value. Though they think they can hide themselves away in wealthy areas and resorts, eventually, even the people that you're getting to serve you are going to be part of that toxicity that you've created. So it will consume you. That was a meditation that I got. It was hella deep. I'm like, what? What? And so we have choices in this entire matter. We can accept that it exists. Our resistance of it is kind of part of the program and part of the design. That our resistance of it keeps us distracted from the fact that this system does exist. But that we also can live our lives to the fullest, to be of the greatest value and believe. And I can see that. I do see that as a possibility. What will take to make that happen, just like in the 90s, there was Captain Planet. You remember the cartoon show? Okay, there are people like Hoggish Greedley. I think that was one of the villains that are profiting off of the destruction. But it is going to take individuals who care to create the cleaning and the change. It's very simple. I don't think I'm saying anything that's not publicly known. But it's how you do one thing is how you do everything. And so thinking about how nature is operating based upon our human approach to it, which is not healthy right now. And by the way, guys, I'm not some kind of environmentalist. Totally not. I mean, in high school, I was part of the environmental club, but I realized that was all, for me, it felt like it was just a big distraction from taking care of yourself and prioritizing your own life. That's what it served as in my life. But I'm really just recognizing how we are hurting the earth. We're hurting each other. That's what the meditation was. How we are hurting the earth, we're hurting each other. And it's not just changing how you treat the earth, it's how we changing how we treat each other, changing how we treat and value ourselves. Does everyone around you know they have inherent worth and dignity? If not, why? Why are you not reminding them of their inherent worth and dignity? I don't know if we can really fight the tides, but I think our reminding each other of our worth, of our value, of the purposes that we serve and the love that we have to offer and give, that connection is just how we can change this, so that those who are profiting off of the current system can also see, oh yeah, we can also profit off of honoring the dignity, worth, and value of people. It is equally profitable because there's plenty to go around. But there's just a current model that has been committed to. And it was a saying that just because you've committed a large amount of time to making a bad decision doesn't mean you have to continue to commit more energy and time to that bad decision. You can change your mind. Yeah, grieve the time that's been wasted in it, but then look at what's there, what works. That's the Five of Cups from Tarot. 3 cups are spilled on the ground, but there are 2 cups standing up. Look at what you've got in those 2 cups that are remaining, and knowing that there was a source that also filled those other 3 cups that is available. Yeah, that was my meditation today. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. There's plenty of love to go around. There's plenty of wealth to go around. It's just remembering that it is there. And how do you choose to spend your life right now? And so I choose to share love, to give love, and spread love, to help people to be their whole selves in my space. All right, until next time. Peace.